Just Pearly Things. What do you think?
I want to think about what?
About her getting in trouble.
It was bound to happen.
Okay, if you aren't aware, Just Pearly Things, the lady who's 26, unmarried, single, career-driven, and constantly tries to educate women on how to be submissive and married by 25, has gotten in trouble recently. Not for not taking her own advice and being the opposite of whatever she preaches, but more so for having Nick Fuentes, who's on her platform. And basically, when she invited him on the platform for an interview, she didn't push back against any of the stuff that she said. Basically, was co-signing him.
And I just like to say, when you come on Pearly Things, yeah, all right, we've got best smoke for you. And where you now?
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out. Today, we're going to be reacting to Alba and Preach reacting to Just Pearly Things. Let's get to it.
Sat down and you've ate off Just Pearly Things by tagging us, yeah? And your production is not our production. Our production is big out here. You get me? I got bare smoke for you lot, bro. Both of you lot. I got smoke for Abba and Preach, bro.
You ain't saying shit now, right?
I'm pretty sure this dude's unemployed now.
You ain't saying shit now.
Yeah.
If you come in, cause
she fired his ass.
When you come for Pearly Thing, where you now? Where's the smoke? Where's your cigar? Where's your cigarette? Where is it? Because when you come from one of us, yeah. And what about when people come from one of y'all?
He's absolutely right. A couple months ago, these guys saying that they have smoke with Alba and Preach because of what Alba and Preach had said about Just Pearly Things being a grifter. Now that someone has came at them, everyone is all quiet and they're just letting Just Pearly Thing take all the heat. That's what Alba and Preach is saying. Let's get back to it.
What's she gonna do? Nothing.
Listen, I'll say this about Pearl.
Fuck out of here, clown.
I think it's wild that people have an issue with her right now when she's made her entire career on clowning black women.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, now that she said something about black people as a whole, y'all got an issue. But when she was clowning black, I remember this girl used to have videos back in the day. She used to hit me up all the time. I never really responded much. She used to hit us up and she's like, oh, I want to interview you guys. You know, I got one of the fastest growing podcasts in the world. This is like when she had like 100K subs. And she had this video. She's like, look at this video. It's going viral. And it was her talking to this black woman telling her how ridiculous she is. And on the face of it, it's like, all right, whatever. It's fine. But when I started seeing her try to do the new come up where she transitioned from what she used to be, which was before her videos were like, whitest girl in the world reacts to new rap song. Whitest girl in the world reacts to ABBA and Preach. I'm like, okay, this racial dynamic that she keeps playing into is corny and cringe as fuck. But she saw it as a marketing ploy. That was her in to get in, right?
And he's been absolutely right because she started out doing different type of videos and then she found the lane that she could slide in, but she's not the only one. Majority of people in this space slide in the same way, and that's putting black women down and champion black men because that's where the money's at and that grows the fastest. So yes, she is caught on to a trend that's signed of mental illness and destruction of their own.
Next step, which is like, oh, I see what Kevin Samuels and some of these other red pills are doing. Let me try to emulate that. So she inserted herself and she was just talking. And I was like, y'all don't find it fucking weird that a white woman who grew up in a extremely wealthy in some rural part of America, okay?
So I'm gonna show you the front of the house.
So I wish I could like be in these videos, but I could not find a sibling that felt like
is making her career giving marriage and life advice as some young 22, 23-year-old to older black women. I'm like, you ain't got...
Even though she's 26, he's absolutely right. Why? Because black people are desperate for love. They're desperate for attention. And when they can't get it, it's just like a spoiled brat. You have nothing but evil thoughts. So the same way you pander to them, the same way you have to channel and cater to their mental illness of need for attention. Yes, I look at her as just like Margaret Sanger. She saw a lane that she came in. Black people started to follow her. Black people have made her famous. But that's going to also be her downfall because when it's all said and done, for you to survive in the entertainment business, you have to have some type of talent or you just have to keep preaching the same rhetoric. But that rhetoric is starting to fade out.
Any Asian, Latinos, white women to create? No, black women. So I was already looking at her a little bit weird and she invited me a bunch of times. I never wanted to go on. What thing?
Her whole thing.
You can't. That Instagram got deleted.
Even though you can still find the conversation if someone still get it.
No, after a while you can't. It just says Instagram user.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't find it. How would you find it if it just says Instagram user? You'd have to scroll,
scroll
all the way down.
back, yeah.
And you're not going to go through general. There's hundreds of DMs.
Oh, it's in general?
Yeah, I didn't put it in.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to this bitch. Why I put her in the primary? She going to general. Fuck her. You fucking dweeb. This girl was corny to me. Do I think she's a grifter? Absolutely. Yeah, I do. I don't think she believes half the stuff that she says that comes out of her mouth. Her friends, her family have already come out and said stuff against her, and she's made up certain aspects of her life. But more importantly, I don't know, you just see the switch up that she's done over the last 2 years, and it's been fascinating to see the kind of title she had before, content she's making, to what she's making now.
It's odd that you have a young it is odd that you have a young white woman that's teaching older black people how to be in a relationship just by regurgitating things that have already been saying online. But at the same time, this is where a lot of people have came into this space. It's so many young people that are talking about relationships that know nothing about relationships, because all the older people that wasn't good at relationships are trying to go back and learn where they made their mistake at. That's where the problem is with this space. It puts you in a position of confusion and it keeps people stuck. And as long as you're stuck and confused and emotional, everyone's going to be able to come in and make money off you because you don't truly know who you are. It's mental illness.
I just don't buy it. I never did. At the end of the day, do I think she's some kind of race supremacist? No, I don't. I think she's just somebody who wants to make money. And her capitalistic mindset made her realize that black men will support a woman who echoes what they think, especially if she doesn't look like them. And so they threw money at her. Truth is, she's a goofy broad who found a way into the community and was able to make a lot of money off you guys. And she will continue, because a lot of dudes are more concerned with getting back at women or showing them up than they are with actually getting to the truth of any situation. Because if you look at her, she's a giant flaming hypocrite. The thing that she is the exact thing that she preaches against. She ain't got no husband. She's a career-driven woman who's very, very argumentative and isn't submissive in any type of way. How's she the one to tell everyone how to live and what they should be, but she's not even an example of the thing that she talks about? Y'all never...
Gotta give him one of these.
Nigga, what?
He's absolutely right. She's a strong, independent woman that's going to speak her mind. She doesn't have a man. She works all the time. You're right. She's everything that she's saying that's wrong with black women. But you have to understand, people in this space, they're not doing anything with their life. They don't care if you hear the same story over and over again. You don't care if you watch the same video over and over again. Long as you have something to occupy your mind, you don't even realize that you're not even learning anything from this information. Even as I talk right now, it don't matter. You're going to turn around and watch the next video that's going to talk about the same stuff. And guess what? There's going to be new content creators that come in and grift and make a lot of money and become rich and famous off the weakness of others. And then it's going to be more on top of that, more on top of that. Everybody's going to continue to take advantage of the weak.
I found that shit kind of weird. And then on racial issues, I don't even think that she's some kind of supremacist. I just think she's ignorant. That's it. I just think she's ignorant. And when a man came on the platform and said a bunch of stuff, she just didn't have the wherewithal or the ability to counter anything because she wasn't well read on it.
And it was a lot of things that she was agreeing on that, was whatever. But whatever.
I just think she just doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about, which is true for many of the subjects that she talks on. None of this is surprising, so I thought this was actually kind of boring and dull. But yeah, what do you think?
It was just very expected. When I saw that shit, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck did you expect? Yeah. Of course.
Okay, guys, if you want to watch the rest of the video, you can go over to Alba and Preach's channel. In my opinion, when it comes to JustPearls things, she's a businesswoman. She's doing the same thing that a lot of people that's coming in this space doing. They see in a lane that makes a lot of money, that people gravitate towards and cultivate the lifestyle, become addicted to it, and everybody's going to make money. The only way that this space doesn't work is if men decide to heal from their pain, move on, and become the best version of themselves. But becoming the best version of yourself is actually harder than trying to maintain a relationship with a woman. So it's easier to complain about relationships than it is to better yourself, because bettering yourself requires a lot more energy. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you guys get the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.